This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
How's everybody feeling after Monday Night Football? I know we're not supposed to mention sports, but that was rough, Aaron Rodgers.
It was, well, you know, I had the potentially the same injury, so like it's weird when you see it. So we're wishing the best for him.
Yeah, I could be a career ender.
Yeah.
That was rough to watch.
Yes.
But we'll get to some entertainment.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone's
before our
interested in
producer
sports.
melts out of his chair.
Hey, he's an Aaron Rodgers fan. Just a mention at the top of the show.
He's out for the whole
Just like a
season,
happy-
though, I just found out.
Yeah. Welcome to DBL. Amy Schumer is under fire for making fun of Nicole Kidman. So Amy poked fun at Nicole, who was attending the women's final match at the U.S. Open over the weekend. She posted this photo of Nicole in the stands with the caption, "This is how humans sit." But she deleted it off Instagram after people accused her of cyberbullying. She then posted a tongue-in-cheek apology saying she was sorry for all the people she hurt by suggesting Nicole was an alien. She added she will be asking cast members of that 70s show to write letters advocating for her forgiveness, of course making fun of the Ashton and Mila apology video. I thought this was hilarious. Al, comedian. What did you think, buddy?
I think the people online that call out cyberbullying, and they've got to be the smartest people of our generation, because they have a job that'll never be taken away, critiquing art. All they have to do is just say, I don't like that, and you're automatically going to have half the people on your side.
That's a good point.
We have to be very careful, though, because I can only speak for myself, but I can't only speak for myself. I talk to comics every day, all day, and there is an abject fear in posting, jokes that even, I wouldn't consider that even on the line. I just thought that was a little throwaway joke. She looked a little robotic. Nicole Kidman, I think she's still alive from that joke. Everybody's okay. But the way that these things are treated and the backlash you get, it's not worth it for the negative press. And I think a lot of comics are pulling back from their art and just trying to entertain people. I don't think Amy was trying to take down Nicole Kidman with that post.
And also, Nicole Kidman, remember, she claps like really funny, remember? She did that weird AMC, like, welcome to the movies.
Right.
So, like, calling Nicole Kidman somewhat alien-ish isn't even that far of a reach, since people have been doing it forever. There's just no sense of humor. There's no room for laughs. It's just, I even wrote on that post, maybe she's trying to hug herself, like as a joke, and I'm like, should I not have written that?
Right.
Like, should I take that down? So, like, yeah, at this point, we're now censoring ourselves, and that's called prior restraint, and it's the death of comedy. It's the death of humor.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're very passionate about this, Jeff.
Oh, you want to get to my post? I thought the response was even funnier than the actual post. Like, I'm going to get apology letters from that 70 show.
I thought that would get even more backlash.
That was,
go ahead, Amy. Go get
funny.
it.
I don't know. To me, that's funny. That's the world I live in, right? That's kind of why I close my circle and tighten my circle, and I don't post things on social media anymore. I just posted something yesterday, and people really reach, right? And I was like, it's stupid. If you didn't see the clip, my wife bought a rug that was $300 that was on sale from $1,000. I'm like, that's stupid because it was outside rug and it was white. People wrote, like, on my thing, they're like, how dare you call your wife stupid on national TV? Shame on you.
Geez,
like,
Louise.
shaming me, writing my wife.
Good
and I'm
God.
like, I called the rug thing stupid.
Because
Not
it was
my
a
wife.
white rug
And why do I
outside.
need to explain that? I just delete them. But the problem is that a couple of years ago, it started to bleed into production, right? It started to bleed in executive producers in studios, and they started firing people and adjusting their writers and doing things like that. That's when I started getting affected, because I'm like, this is going way too far, and we need to put an end to this and stop listening to mentally insane people / robots. You don't even know if people are real or not. And that was bleeding into entertainment, and I think it still is.
And well, Jeff, to your point, and Erica, I want to get your thoughts on this. You're right. It did affect production. It did affect the writers and who they hired.
Right.
And when they hired these people and put these in high post positions, it didn't work.
No.
It didn't get ratings, because when you are looking at that small sample size, when you ask the Nielsen ratings, they don't have that same. They need a large sample size to keep that kind of content on the air. And I think they saw in real time that the things that are on the internet don't necessarily translate to ratings.
By the way, your wife wrote me and says she hates your fire pit, but she loves that white rug.
She does hate that fire
She
pit.
goes, I'm going to burn everything on purpose now. She just.
Well, it's also a fire pit, so it's going to burn.
It is going to. It's a fire pit.
Don't call it stupid. You're in trouble.
I didn't call it stupid.
I know, I'm messing with you.
But you know what I'm saying? I did. Like,
Yes.
when I read that, I just laugh, and I'm just like, wow, what's it like in your house?
Right.
How many animals are jumping on your head and plants overrunning your house?
But I don't think it's interesting that you said, what's it like in your house? Because it really is, like, when we get things like this, it often is comedy for us. Like, maybe you're like a little annoyed,
No, I
but
get
like
super pissed.
I think it's hilarious. Like, sometimes there are days where I'm like, I'll talk to my sister and be like, oh my God, check this one out. Like, this woman says she will spend every day for the rest of her life trying to get me fired. That is hilarious. It is. It's just funny. Like, there's something about somebody being so incensed by something that you said 3 years and 4 scores ago that, like, you have not thought about since. It makes no effect on your life. It was completely throwaway. And they are like, no, I have dedicated the rest of my life
That's the hill.
to trying to ruin you.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
What about child advocacy or something else? Dedicate yourself to that. Not
Erica, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
I know,
right.
and I am popping hard. Pippity pop.
We all got a little popping going on.
Yes, we do.
All right. We might see a Rolling Stones tour announcement after their new album comes out next month, but some other older rockers aren't having much luck on the road. So check this out. Aerosmith has been forced to postpone their remaining 6 shows in September after lead singer Steven Tyler, who is 75, suffered vocal cord damage over the weekend.
Dream on!
Springsteen, there you go, who is 73, had to cancel his remaining September shows to get treatment for peptic ulcer disease. A few days earlier, he also came down with COVID. Wow, that's tough. And Madonna, who just turned 65, is back rehearsing for her upcoming tour. It was postponed after a bacterial infection landed her in the ICU. She posted photos wearing a knee brace and an ice pack on the same knee backstage. And
Give me a
Mick,
break.
who is 80,
Let me just say something. Remember Bieber? Other people canceled for exhaustion, dehydration, Demi Lovato. It's not just older rockers. Yes, they go out and go, but I promise you, I played Madonna. I studied her really deeply.
gosh.
There's no need to laugh. There's no need to laugh.
it was more of a
There's
silent.
no need to laugh, but if you watch Madonna at 60-something, she does this move in heels, and of course her knee is going to hurt. So she's a dancer from the university. This is
What was the
normal.
move?
She
Erica.
And what university?
University of Michigan. She's a dancer, and she goes like this. Remember, in all heels, and she goes. Remember this move? Does everyone remember?
No.
And
Was she at a wedding when she did that?
No, and she did this. And she, of course, she has to ice her knee. She puts it all out there. So I just don't want to be ageist. I like
How
seeing
close
this.
was the
Ages.
booth of just going to black on
Yes.
that? How close was that to pressing the button?
You
my
depicted her looking far more elderly than she.
She does it better. I studied extensively. She's fine.
Tori wasn't here, so she's making up for lost time on that.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Whew, I got a cramp.
Good example, good example. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Cedric the Entertainer. He's telling us why he decided to write a crime novel inspired by his own grandfather. And fake heiress Anna Delvey hosts a fashion show while on house arrest. We're going to talk about it and do a side-by-side with Elaine dancing next to Tori. At the end of the show. Yeah.
I think that would be bad. Okay, the Madonna, it's called the leg dancing. Oh, here it is. It's like,
First of all, you're not finding it because that's not a real thing.
it is a real
It's
thing, and we
not.
even talked about it
No
on the
one
show.
says it's called the leg dancing.
It's a squat, that's what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Show me, Karen.
Karen
The
just had
squat
knee
challenge
surgery.
here. Go ahead, Taylor. She's in big heels, and she's standing there. She goes, ready, let's go. And she squats all the way down and does this.
Both legs, both legs.
Oh, no.
What? Show me. Come here.
She just had knee surgery.
She can do it better than I can still. Anyway, it's like this. Anyway, it's a very difficult dance. Russians do it, Jews do it at weddings, we all do it. Anyway, it's incredibly hard in the knees because she's wearing these huge heels. I thought she was going to come up and do it. And Madonna's always just been very athletic and dancing. What I want to say is don't be ageist about your stars because the young stars.
Ageist. It's about there's a point in time where your body can't do it anymore.
But Adele canceled.
When
People
Tom Brady
cancel all the
retired because he was
time.
in his 40s, was that ageist?
But Aerosmith he sings. You know how hard it is to be like, J-Mon.
Yes.
Of course he's going to have vocal
Those vocal
cords.
cords are worn out from decades of doing that. So it's not ageist, it's just a human body breaking down.
What I feel is like Bieber sometimes has to cancel for being
Bieber was 24.
Right. So it's not always just because they're bodies. It's a lot of performers.
But that even furthers the point that not only is there mental exhaustion, but also you tack on 50 years of hard touring.
Jagger's still going.
They haven't announced that tour
Yes,
yet.
I do. What's that?
Welcome back to DBL. We're all recovering from Tori's dance.
Dancing.
We all recognize it. The one.
No, we didn't. No, don't try and change
Nobody
that.
did, and unfortunately, we can't unsee that.
No, we can't.
All right, welcome back. The stars are out for New York Fashion Week. Christy Turlington made her return to Fashion Week by closing out the Ralph Lauren show in this gold off-the-shoulder gown. Yes. Blake Lively also looked lovely in a gold jumpsuit for the
Dang,
Michael Kors.
I love that.
Snatched.
Oh, I do like that. And Olivia. Snatched.
Look at her waist.
And Olivia Wilde braved the New York Heat in a long tweed coat, a brown sweater, and shorts.
I love that.
What are you, Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, but what's the weather?
Yeah, she's not appropriate.
She's dressed for any occasion. I'm with it.
She's doing a photo shoot for fall, but it's just hot out.
I like that.
But everyone is talking about convicted fraudster Anna Delvey, who hosted a fashion show on the roof of her apartment while on house arrest. I don't know, kind of smart to me. The show was cut short when 2 NYPD officers shut it down and everyone was asked to leave.
Which is part of the whole thing. She
Was
wants
it?
the cops to come. Of course. Anna's the whole thing is.
I think it's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, that's all about
What was
the
it shut
publicity.
down for? Just too many people on
I'm
the
sure,
roof?
yeah, and there was no permits or the lighting or the sound noise,
Right.
some little infraction. But I would bet you $100 she called the cops on herself. All of that gets her more publicity and makes her the bad girl. It's just much more interesting and dangerous. It's just something Anna Delvey kind of always sort of does. She's good at branding.
What was she charged with or found?
Defrauding many banks and many people of millions of dollars. Now, she happens to be good at branding, so people like her. But I also want to show you someone on the runway did this when they were having trouble walking. I want you to take a look at this moment. She asked the audience for their patience.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And decided to remove said 18-inch shoes so she could walk down the
It
aisle.
almost looked like she pulled an Aaron Rodgers sitting
Yeah,
down like
I
that.
mean, honestly, those shoes that's too much to ask anybody.
Yeah, and the crowd did cheer her on.
What was the point of this again?
Just to show it. They told her to
I
show
want to get back to Anna Delvey really quickly.
Yeah.
Are there rules to house arrest? Can you just kick
Have
it
as
after
many
you've
people as you want.
stolen millions of dollars from people? I don't know her whole case. I know
She didn't leave the house. She was on the roof.
No, I mean, she did.
which
She
is
gamed
smart.
the system,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
isn't even the best way that she's gamed the system. It's just crazy to me that somebody like Anna Delvey is such a heroine.
Yeah, I know.
Like, there are so many fraudsters out there that just want to be her. Like,
Yeah.
just want to be on house arrest. And here's the thing. There can only be like a top. Like, it's almost like a pyramid scheme. Like, once somebody has gamed the system successfully, it's very difficult to duplicate and get that same type of
Notoriety. Right, exactly.
So it's almost like you're trying to be like that, but you are only going to get the negative results
How
of it.
thirsty do you have to be to go to that
People are
party?
parched. They're very parched.
For real.
They are parched, yes.
And she's like a hit in the art scene. I want to also bring that up. She always wanted to start art galleries. She actually has quite good taste. So people go to like see her and what she has to say in terms of branding and taste. And she's sort of an influencer.
I've never heard us talk about criminals in such glowing terms as their taste and
Well, she
fine
did
art.
a white-collar crime and frauded a millionaire bank.
White-collar
Why would
crime.
you be
Jeff,
friends
you and I
with
were
her?
talking about white-collar crime when we were headed to Erica's. And I said, how come? We stopped to get something to take in? Don't show up empty-handed.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, I was like, why if you rob a liquor store and you use a gun, everybody's like, mandatory 15, throw them away. But you take that $700 or what does they have in the liquor store, $1,100? But if you steal millions, now Leonardo DiCaprio is going to play you.
Yeah.
And Anna Delvey.
It's all in the name, white collar versus blue collar.
Yes.
It's all in the name.
Also, there's a gun involved. Don't you think there's difference?
It's also very well marketed.
All right,
by
we
our
got to
judicial
roll. We got to
system.
roll. Coming up on DBL, Cedric the Entertainer is now a crime novel author. How his grandfather's life inspired him to write a book.
COVID-19 hospitalizations have been on the rise in the U.S. over the last few weeks. The World Health Organization and the CDC say they're closely monitoring a new, highly transmissible subvariant of COVID-19 in the United States called BA.286, nicknamed Pyrola. People on social media are speculating why this subvariant requires extra attention, including claims that the CDC said this new subvariant is more contagious in vaccinated people than it is in unvaccinated people. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and Moderna. In the CDC's August 23rd risk assessment for BA.286, the agency said the subvariant may be more capable of causing infection in people who have previously had COVID-19 or who have received COVID-19 vaccines. But what they didn't say is that the new subvariant is more contagious in vaccinated people than it is in unvaccinated people. The CDC didn't even compare the subvariant's transmissibility between vaccinated and unvaccinated people. In the August 23rd risk assessment, the CDC explained that it was comparing BA.286's transmissibility to that of other strains. So we can verify, no, the CDC did not say the new subvariant of COVID-19 is more contagious in vaccinated people than in unvaccinated people. An updated CDC assessment from August 30th said they believe the updated vaccine will likely be effective at reducing severe disease and hospitalization. And Moderna announced that clinical trial data show its new COVID-19 vaccine, which is pending FDA approval, is effective at protecting against BA.286. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
We've seen our next guest as a priest, a barber, and a king. He's Cedric the Entertainer, and earlier we talked to him about his brand new book. Take a look.
Cedric, welcome to DBL.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Let's get to this book. You have a new book coming out. Now, I have to ask, what inspired you to write a crime fiction novel set in the 40s? Talk to us.
I was really inspired by this book. The idea was I grew up only hearing about my grandfather. He had passed before I was born, but just through these stories, I just imagined him as this kind of Easy Rollins, kind of character from a Walter Mosley book. And so, just from the stories that my mother would tell, my uncles would tell, and it motivated me to think about him as a person who had all these inspirations and desires. And I just can only imagine what his life was like. So that's what made me, inspired me to write this fictional tale of who he was and how he was. And my mom would say I would do things like him, and so that often laid in my head as a young man, kind of growing up in a female-oriented single-parent household. Like, how did I become this guy that likes to wear hats and I knew it was all kind of based off my grandfather's imagery.
So you said this book started as an idea for a scripted series. What made you turn it into a novel instead?
The idea of like trying to tell it as like a TV show or story was really, what I do now, being an entertainer and being on television, producing television. But when the opportunity came to kind of tell it a little more long form, I just felt like that was going to be a funner ride, a more unique ride, an opportunity for me to take my time and really develop out who I felt the character was, and so it just was a really perfect opportunity when I was asked, did I want to write a book? I knew I didn't want to write Said the Entertainers and the jokes I've told throughout the years. So this idea was one that it was like at the top of my head, and the publishers loved the idea, and so that's what really was how we jump started it.
We love seeing the diversity of your entertainment portfolio. I mean, there's like literally nothing you cannot do. So you're the father of a bride on a budget in a new movie called The Plus One. How do you manage your money when it comes to being a dad and a grandfather in real life? Look at your beautiful family.
My gosh.
Man, I mean, such a unique little family. I love them. I just try to make sure I can provide for them and give them great opportunities and listen to what their dreams are, and then hopefully just kind of be a support for them, but know that kids got their own vision of their life and what they want to do, and you just try to be a support for it.
I love that. I love that. Speaking of diverse portfolio, you and Anthony Anderson host the show Kings of Barbecue, and you said you love making sausage. So you got any special tips for me? I like cooking too. What goes into your barbecue sauce that's so special?
I mean, we got a family recipe that my Uncle Lloyd, man, he would not give anybody this special, but mainly, it starts with a regular, kind of sauce, but I add a little grapefruit in there to get this little unique twist to the spice to it. So it's all about the citrus energy that you add to your sauces to kind of lift it up. But I found grapefruit to be this one little thing, just a little bit of dose in there to give me this kind of season that I want that reminds me of my childhood. So
I like that. I'm going to try that out.
Oh,
my buddy Cedric gave me that recipe.
Drop it. Drop the names. Thank you so much, Cedric. To our DBL viewers, you can find Cedric's book, Flipping Boxcars. It will be available wherever books are sold. Thank you again, Cedric. Congratulations on all your success. What a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, brother.
We'll be right back.
Almost immediately after the Twin Towers fell on September 11th, 2001, theories into what happened began to emerge. Some claimed explosives planted at the base of the buildings were responsible, and 20 years later, some websites and videos dedicated to that theory still exist. So, let's verify. Did airplanes cause the World Trade Center to collapse? Our sources are Chris Kojum, who served as Deputy Director of the 9/11 Commission, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and MIT engineering professor Thomas Eager. Some of the questions about whether explosives were used originate from witnesses who reported seeing sparks before the towers fell. Eager says they were electrical explosions before the power was shut off.
Plenty of power to create those little electrical explosions that people are talking about. Did they see explosions? Yes, but they can be electrical explosions. They don't have to be chemical explosions from a controlled demolition.
To get answers about the events leading up to September 11th, Congress created the 9/11 Commission and mandated NIST investigate why the buildings collapsed. In 2005, NIST investigators, quote,
found no corroborating evidence for alternative hypotheses suggesting that the World Trade Center towers were brought down by controlled demolition using explosives planted prior to September 11th, 2001.
And added, quote, the tragic consequences of the September 11th, 2001 attacks were directly attributable to the fact that terrorists flew large jet fuel-laden commercial airliners into the World Trade Center towers, unquote. The 9/11 Commission also reviewed many other conspiracy theories in its 600-page report, but ultimately concluded the planes brought down the Twin Towers.
The Commission made every possible effort to be transparent and to bring information before the American people. And I think we made some headway, yet conspiracy theories never seem to die.
So it's true that airplanes caused the World Trade Center to collapse. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Do it.
I think our show's a little different. We could say what we want and go deeper than other shows can.
Our chemistry is just so on.
Sometimes I'm a little mad at my co-host, Jeff.
My co-hosts have to trust that I'm gonna bring it and be 100% all the time.
There's zero filter with us. Whether you love us or hate us or you can't stop watching us.
DBL is on.
The Southern accent is rapidly disappearing, and Gen Zs might be to blame. Let's connect the dots. For years, linguists across the country have seen a decline in the classic Southern drawl, and the younger generation might be the nail in its coffin. Researchers in Georgia listened to hundreds of hours of archived speech recordings starting in the late 1900s. The study found that today's college students don't sound like their parents. And while Gen Z might get the blame for the decline in accents, research shows the decline started much earlier. The most notable changes were found between baby boomers and Gen X, born between 1965 and 1982. And it's not just happening in the South. Loss of these regional accents can be seen from California to Boston. In large part, it's thanks to more people moving around the country and the internet. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
All right, what do you have for us today, Steph?
Hey, Tori. Hi, DBL Nation. I am so excited to show you all the deals today, and believe me, they are great. Let's check everything out. So first up, we have got the Mia Kama all-season quilted down alternative comforter. So this deal includes one comforter only available in queen size. This down alternative comforter is plush enough to keep you cozy in cooler months, yet light enough to keep you comfy during the hotter months. Normally this is $80, Tori.
Knew it, kind of pricey.
Yeah, we've got it for $24.99. That's saving 69%. Now check out this. We've got the Jenny Cook 20-piece glass food storage set. This deal includes 10 containers with 10 matching lids. So normally this set is $80, Tori.
Okay, not bad for like 10 things.
And it's hard, it's fast, right? We've got it for $29.99. That's saving 63%. This is definitely one of my favorite things today though, Tori. It's the MKF collection by Mia K. Hadley satchel bag with a little wristlet wallet.
How cute is this?
How cute. So this deal includes one handbag and one wristlet wallet. We've got it available in 11 colors. Normally they're $199.
Okay.
We, however, have got it for $49.99. That is saving 75%. Now this is dangerous if you're like me.
Oh, me too.
In the mirror, the magnifier is the Conair Unbound cordless LED lighted makeup mirror.
Oh boy.
This doorbuster deal includes one mirror, one magnification mirror, and one charger. Normally it's $80.
No, thank you.
We've got it for $25. That's saving 69%.
Guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
All right, Tori, you want to dance us out or finish reading your newspaper?
Jeff, why would you say that?
Okay.
No.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Check out Tori.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we won't see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Wow.